Good day, crafty chums. It's Nikki here, aka CarCindyCat, aka CarCindyCat's Life, and I'm coming at you today with a another little album make. I made this album. I have the intention of doing little giveaways, and so I'm making 4x6 albums to give away in little racks I do and things like that. So I thought I'd show you how I make one of them. This one here has just got a little belly band on there, and it's a little bit big for it at the moment, but when someone puts pictures or whatever in there, then it's going to get bigger and it'll fill the belly band. I haven't what would be nice to have on here is a magnetic closure or something like that. I can't have magnets on the boat because we're a steel hull boat. It might interfere with the electronics that we have to navigate and things with on the boat, so it's best not to have anything magnetic lying around. So yeah, so best not to do that. I could put little Velcro closures on there, and I might do on this one, next one I'm going to make. But anyway, this is this one here, and I've forgotten what the paper line was, but I finished the rest of the... No, I didn't. I tell one. That was... I didn't quite finish it. And I don't know where the rest of the pack is because I've put it away. I'm a good girl, I've put it away before I go on to the next thing. So I can't remember, sorry. Ignore me. So anyway, this is the wallet size, and I've seen lots of videos for them, and most people make them, because you get this 12x12 cardstock, most people make them a little bit smaller than a 4x6. So that they're not wasting cardstock. Well, I don't mind a little bit of waste on this because I'm just using very cheap cardstock. So, whatever. It's a couple of pence, and you can always use leftovers for things like ATCs and things like that. So, I'm not that worried about it. So here we go. This is the wallet album, and as you can see, it opens up. And you get quite a lot of spaces there to put an album in, to put photographs in, like this, and it just folds up like that, and then closes like that, and then you also have a space on the back, and that's the front closure. I think all in all, it's if you don't include this one, which is slightly smaller because it's the front flap, so it's a little bit smaller, so that's just decoration really. If you don't include that one, and also if you're putting Velcro on there, you can't include that one. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 from 14 is 11. You get 11 4x6 spaces to put photographs in. And then when you've put your photographs in, you can just pop it in your purse, handbag, and take it away with you. And I think that's why they're called wallet albums, is that they're intended as a little bit of a brag book or something like that. But it doesn't have to be, you can put it where you want. So yeah, up to you really. So I thought I'd show you what I did. I spent a little while going over the sizes. I made a couple of mistakes as I'm going along and altered it all, and hopefully this was the prototype I made, and which gives you the final sizes and everything else. So if you had large lengths of cardstock, you could actually do them all in a one. This is 12.5 inches, and these two flaps here are 12 3/4 inches. Now I know that you do get some cardstock longer than our normal 11 and a little 3/4 squidgy bit or whatever it is. So there you go. So that's it. If you do have the large cardstock, it would be 12.5 inches long, scored at 3.5, 3 1/4, 8 and 8 1/4, and then that gives you the fold up like that. 3.5, which means that this is this smaller front flap, which you can't really put a photograph on or anything. So there's that. And then these are the side flaps, which are 12 3/4 inches long, scored at 6 1/4 and 12.5. And they attach on the side like that and close up like that. So you need 2 of those. And if you don't have that size and you only have the normal size cardstock, which I don't know what it is, which is something like 8 1/4 by 11 and just over half or something like that, then what you do is it's 8 1/4 wide, so you'd cut one at 6 1/4 and then you have this bit left over, and then you cut this at 4.5 by 6.25. So it goes together like that, all in all. So what you would need is a piece of cardstock cut at 8.25 by 6.25, and this one is cut at, I'll just have to get it out. So this one is cut at 3.5, 3.75, 8. See, look, even there I made a mistake. Let's have a look. I'm sure it's 3.75, folks. Helps if you get the right end of the ruler, doesn't it? So yeah, so it's scored at 3.5 and 3.75. Just to make sure I've given you the right one. 3.5, 3.75, 8, 8.25. So this one is cut at 8.25. It's cut at 8.25. It is scored at 3.5, 3.75, and 8. And then this is the bit that attaches to it. It's 4.5 by 6.25, and it's scored at 1/4 inch in. The side flaps, you'll need 4 of these because we don't have paper that's the right size for it. And each one of these is 6.5 by 4.25. So that's 6.5. 6.5 by 4.25. 6.5 by 4.25. Okay, and you need 4 of these scored at 1/4 inch to give you the flap. What you do then is you crease all your fold lines, and then we'll have a bit of fun gluing them all together. So I'm just going to crease them all first, and we'll join them all together then. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is the bit that folds over, which will be the flap. I'm just going to round the corners on it. Like so. You don't have to do that, you can do it as you want. You don't really need to round the corners if you don't want to. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to join these 2 pieces here, and because I've got slightly cheaper cardstock, of course the 2 sides are different colours, so I would want to have a continuity of colour there. So I'm going to make sure that I glue it down the right way around. So for this I have a right side and a wrong side, or like side and not like sides or something. I am running out of glue. So I'll be using a variety of glues to do this. So I'm just going to butt this one up here. Lining it up and getting it as straight as I can. What I'm going to do next is join the side flaps together as well. This one flap will join to the wallet, and the other flap joins the 2 flaps together. And again, make sure that you've got a continuity of the cardstock there as well, although it doesn't matter that much with the side flaps, of course, because you will see as it folds in, you'll see the reverse side of one of the flaps anyway, so you know, maybe it's not that important on the side flaps, but it just looks nicer if you do it that way, that's all. Oops, slid right off there. Shows you how good the glue is, that you get time to manoeuvre things around. You got wiggle room with wet glue, which is what you don't have with tape. Of course, once the tape's on, the tape is on. I prefer just a little bit of wiggle room actually. And again for this one as well, we're going to pop it on. The one flap will go on the wallet and the other flap joins with the other side. As I say, I expect to run out of glue during this, because I am very, very low on this. I'm really squeezing hard to get it out. So I broke my phone, but I've got it on as timer for my dinner. This is a race against time with my dinner, this is. So, yeah, I'm not sure that this will be quite ready yet. But what I am going to do is, when this flap's folded over, the inside flap might just come a little bit large, but actually, yeah, it just pushes up top there. I'm just going to skim like the thinnest of bits off there, so that it'll fold it nicely into the wallet, which makes it a little bit smaller, but it's really a you probably wouldn't have a picture on this one anyway, but only the smallest one, just to allow the wallet to close without too much pressure on that hinge up there. So that's what it looks like there and there, which is good. While we're just waiting for the glue to dry, what you also need to do is to cut your matting pieces, and they're 4x6. All of these are 4x6, and these are the smaller ones, which are the flap that you make at the front, and that will just depend on how deep you make that flap there. So mine is 3¼ inches. I think I measured it up, 3¼ by 6. So that's that, and then the inside as well, like that for the inside. Actually, I think I decided what I wanted was there like that, and there like that. So, you know, what we're going to do is, I'm hoping that that's sort of dry now, is that we're going to glue down the flaps into the book, into the wallet, not the book. I'm thinking it's an album already, look. So I'm going to pop it on the inside. You can glue it to go on the outside as well. Let's see, I glued the other one on the inside. Should we try this one on the outside? I think so, maybe. Might go on the outside, mightn't it? No, we'll put it on the inside. I've decided it's going on the inside. So, glue. I made my decision, folks. So you just got to centre this one up best you can, as always. Make sure it's not on the crease. Like this. I think this glue will take a little bit to dry on here, so I'm going to put the pegs on. Put just a little bit of pressure on there. And then we're going to wait, because I might not be able to, oh, if I do that onto there, it might do it, mightn't it? Might do it out the way, mightn't it? What do you think? Will I be able to do it, won't I? See, my dinner's calling to me. This is what the problem is now. It's going, Nikki, eat me. No, it's not ready yet. It's not quite cooked. Don't do it like this. Give yourself the opportunity for your glue to dry properly before you go on to the other side. So I'm just going to put a bit of pressure on this one and then just wait for it to dry for a few moments, and then I'll be back. So my glue is dry and now I can just get on with matting my wonderful little wallet here, and all it is now is just a matter of choosing what you want to go where. And what I'll do is I'll just glue it all down and then come back and show you what it looks like after I've done that. So, because you don't need to see me actually glue it down, because gluing down is just gluing down, and you just have to make sure that you stay within your little matting area, and not go past the folds or anything in there where your little hinge up bit is there. So yeah, choose some really nice papers and go for it. So we'll be back when it's all glued down. So I've finished gluing in all the design paper now, and I think I forgot to mention before, I won't know until I actually go back and have a look, but the design paper is My Mind's Eye, a happy heart, and I've got just a couple of sheets left, so you know I'm almost through that pad as well, which is really good. This is helping me get through my stash and my stock and things. I thought for this one, the closure I put on this one is a simple Velcro one like this. And I thought I would pop on top this little, I cut out one of the flowers from the design paper there. I've got this cute little bit of bling, which is just going to cut off the whatever bits those are that go through. It's a brad, isn't it? Try to think of the name of these things, you know, not very good. So that will go on there like that. What we need to do is pop the Velcro bit. Yoo-hoo, Velcro bit, where did you go? Did you see where it went? Did you see where it went? I'm sure I just popped it up there. Oh, there it is, look. What you doing? Okay, let's pop the Velcro on. I never know which way round you're supposed to do it up, you know, whether you have the hooks on the bottom or the hooks on the top. Does anybody know? Because I certainly don't. So let's have a bit of a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit. I have to measure, aren't I? Otherwise I'm going to be lopsided. I could put one each end, but don't know whether I want to or not. Of course I know it's 6, so 3.5. What am I doing? I don't know. What are you doing, Nikki? And I am going to have to find a way to pop that on there. So I've got a lovely 3D adhesive dot, and they're almost all stuck together and a bit of a mess because I've had them forever. But this should be a good one to go back on the back of this charm. They're calling it a charm. Look at that. They call it a Diamante charm. But it's a brad. It's braid. So we'll pop this onto the flower. Like so, and then we should be able to place that just over there. Now I could have actually used a bit of common sense there and used the brad to go all the way through, couldn't I? Never mind. Never mind, doesn't matter. Now let's see, if I put some matte gel medium under it, it'll stick really well onto that paper, won't it? I've got a little got a little squeezy thing of it, but it's blocked up at the moment and I haven't had a chance to clean it out yet. Don't do it with your bad fingers because that really hurts. Oh man, I didn't know I used my left hand so much. I'm running out of glues. Oh yeah, there it is, look, got it. Oh boy, bet you're all laughing there now, aren't you? So there we go, that's the finished project. Now I told you what the papers were, didn't I? Told you what the papers were. And it's a wallet album. It's a full-size 4x6. Hope you got all the instructions. If I remember, I'll put the written instructions, the sizing and everything down below. But honestly, you can figure it out for yourselves. So this is the one that I made earlier. And it's got the little belly band on there, so you know it's like that. And this is the one I've just made now. So we'll put the belly band back on. So there you go. I hope you liked today's make, and hope to see you again soon. Don't forget, it's a cat's life. Bye.